Hi friends, today we are going to see the concept videos of CA Inter Strategic Management subject. So in this chapter, we are going to cover the overview of the strategic management chapter, how to study the strategic management chapter, and what are all the concepts in the first chapter. So let's dive into the classes. Okay. Before studying into the chapter, let's understand what are all the chapters that are there in the strategic management subject so that you will get a brief overview of what is the subject. So, whatever the chapters, there is going to be an introduction, right? So, the first chapter is also the same in the subject. So, there is an introduction to the strategic management. What is strategy? What is management? What is the strategical management of an organization? What are the levels that are available in organizations? So, that's all going to be covered in the first chapter, Introduction to Strategic Management. The second chapter is strategic analysis. After getting a brief intro about the subject, we are going to get into the analysis part. So, what we are going to do with the analysis part? So, see, if you're going to understand about a business, you need to understand the environment in which the business operates, right? So, you can't be independent of the environment in which you operate. So, the business is deeply connected with the environment in which operates. The environment affects the decisions of the business. The business, whatever the decisions it takes, it affects the environment and it also the environment affects the business. So we are going to understand what is the external environment and what is the analysis that I have to do while taking strategic decisions. The third chapter follows up with a strategic analysis of internal environment. Now that you have finished the analysis of the external environment, that is the things outside the business. Now you're going to analyze the things that are internal to the environment of the business, which is coming from the shareholders, coming from the employees, whatever the things that are internal to the business, that part we are going to take an analysis in the third chapter. The fourth chapter is strategic choices. Now you're going to, you understand what is the strategic management. You have understood the environment in which the business operates. Now you're going to be available with the choices that are available to take the strategic decisions. So என்னெல்லாம் choices இருக்கு என்னெல்லாம் decisions எடுக்கலாம் அப்படின்ற விஷயத்தை பத்தி பேசுறது தான் strategic choices என்ற chapter. Now you're ready with the strategy, and now what else you're waiting for? Just go ahead and implement the strategies that you're going to build the business and keep continuously evaluating it. So, whatever the decisions you take for your long term success, you need to first implement and also continuously evaluate whether you are progressing in the path you have desired. So this is all the strategic management chapter, guys. So the strategic management of the intermediate CA intermediate syllabus, it's a beautiful chapter. It gives a complete knowledge of how the business is going to run, how a management of the business thinks, and what are all the decisions that it takes to grow the business and keep the shareholders' wealth high. Now, let's understand what is strategic management. Strategic management is the process of planning, monitoring, analyzing, and implementing strategies to achieve the organization's long term goals. Guys, do you prepare for exams? Before preparing for exams, won't you have a strategy, have a plan that how you're going to achieve the desired results, right? You plan, right? And do you see IPL matches? Does the captains of the team doesn't take a strategic decisions like how before entering to the match they plan, right? They plan how to achieve the match, right? Likewise, in military, the operations they plan strategically how to get into the terrorist area, how to get the terrorist down. Everything they plan, right? That is the way same thing, guys. The strategic management is all about how you're going to manage the resources available within you, and you're going to achieve how you're going to achieve your goals. So, in the sentences given here, let's understand what they're conveying to say. So strategic management is all about the process of planning, monitoring, and analyzing and implementing the strategies to achieve my organization's long-term goals. So it also should align with the resources along with the changing environment to ensure the sustainable success. See, any business to sustain now, it has to be sustainable. Any business which is not sustainable, it's not with the environment, it's going to fall, right? So whatever the strategic decision you take, it should be aligning with the resources that you have, and it should also adapt with the changing environment. You have to adapt the technology, like the Nokia example. We have to adapt to the latest technology. So if you're not going to adapt with the latest technology, you're not going to you cannot run the business right now. That's why we have to adapt with the changing environment and also to ensure a sustainable business, sustainable success. So what is sustainable? That sustainable should be environment friendly. If you're preparing a if you're a food industry and you have preparing food that is not good to the health of the people, then you're not going to be sustainable. You're not going to be run in the long term, right? So any business, if you're going to uh, grow up, it should be sustainable. So that's all the strategic management, guys. So if you're able to have a quick understanding of what is strategic management, let us go into the next thing. Okay, now we are going to understand what is strategic management, the first chapter, introduction. So in the first chapter, as I said before, it is all about the introduction. So what are the basic concepts of strategic management? What is strategy? What is its nature? What is strategic management? What are the importance and limitations of it? What are the strategic intent? That's a new topic that you're going to read. And what are the various levels? The strategic levels or business levels in organization that uh, helps the organization to grow. So this is all we're going to see in the introduction to strategic management. So we are going to learn about management. So first, management நான் என்ன அவங்க தான் key group of organization இந்த ஆர்கனைசேஷன் இன்சார்ஜ் ஆஃப் இட்ஸ் அஃபேர்ஸ். டெய்லி என்னென்ன பண்ண போறோம் அப்படின்றத அவங்க தான் டிசைட் பண்ண போறாங்க. The term management is also used with reference to a set of interrelated functions. இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் அ பிஸ்னஸ் அப்படின்னா என்னன்னா, சேல்ஸ்ன்றது ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன், பர்ச்சேஸ்ன்றது ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன், ஃபினான்ஸ்ன்றது ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன், ஹெச்ஆர்ன்றது ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன். எப்படிப்பட்ட பீப்புள்ஸ் எடுக்க போறோம் அப்படின்றத அவங்க திங்க் பண்ண போறாங்க. ஸோ இது எல்லாமே சேர்ந்தது தான் ஒரு மேனேஜ்மெண்ட். அண்ட் வாட் ஆர் த ப்ராசஸ் கேரிட் அவுட் பை த மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் த ஆர்கனைசேஷன்? என்னென்ன பண்ண போறாங்க அப்படின்றத டிசைட் பண்றவங்க தான் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட். So, it can also be said it's an influential process to make the things happen, to gain the command over the phenomena, and induce and directs events and people in that particular manner. So, these are the people that going to influence the process. Why do they say they influence the process? Because they have come out with an idea and they are going to implement that. Okay, so they are going to use the peoples, they're going to use the resources and direct them in a particular manner to achieve the desired objective of the business. So this is all the management, guys. So management is nothing but the people in charge for the organization, and they're going to be the decision making persons. They are interrelated with each other, and they are going to take care of the daily day-to-day affairs of the business. So I hope you guys have got a clear idea of what is management now. Now let's just move on to the next topic. Okay. Now we are going to understand the meaning of strategic management. So whenever you're going to learn a topic or a meaning or a definition, I want you guys to make the way in which I have given. I want you to break down the definitions into points so that you get recollected with the points exactly as it is, and then you're going to write in the exams. because the CA examinations, the examiners expect the same words to be repeated in the paper. So use this idea to learn the meaning or definitions of a particular concept. Okay, now let us go into the strategic management meaning. So now we have understood the management. Now what is strategic management? The strategic management process is a set of activities that the firm managers undertake to put their firms in best possible position to complete to compete successfully in the marketplace. So now I have decided to start a business and I have to come into the marketplace. I want to sell successfully. So I want to compete successfully. So I would make some processes, a set of activities to undertake so that I'm being the leader in the market. My business is growing exponentially than the others. So I bring in some strategic and some disciplines that makes me compatible. Okay. So they are dividing the strategic management into several distinct activities. So let's see what are all the several distinct activities. First, if you're going to start a business, you should have a firm's vision and a mission. I'm going to be the leader, number one e-bike business in the country. And by this year, I'm going to achieve 100 bikes as a target for selling. Then, what are the strategic analysis? In the before starting of the chapter, I would have said about strategic analysis of internal and external environment. You're going to right now you have decided to start an e-bike industry, and you want to analyze the environment. Is it viable? Is it the market ready for the electronic bikes? Will the people are willing to by the electronic bikes. Then after analyzing the external environment, I will analyze the internal environment. Whether I am capable, my team is capable, I am having the sufficient resources, I am having the sufficient engineers to develop a best bike in the industry. And I'm going to develop the objectives and I'm going to create and choose and implement strategies. Now that after analyzing and developing the objectives, I'm going to implement the strategies. And after implementing the strategy, I'm going to make the production of the bikes and eventually after producing, I'm going to measure and evaluate the performance, the sales of the bike in the market and continuously change and modify my production so that I'm being the leader in the market. So whenever you're reading a definition, understand it should be break down into points so that you easily remember and get into the concept understanding easily. So strategic management is made up of several distinct activities. Developing the firm's vision and mission, its analysis of the strategies and developing objectives, creating, choosing and implementing strategies, measuring and evaluating performance. Now let's go into the concept of strategy. So first two concepts we read about management and strategic management. Now we are going to understand what is strategy. So strategy is a long-range blueprint of organization's desired image, direction, and destination. That what it wants to be, what it wants to do, and how it wants to do things, and where it wants to go. So I'm having a strategy. I want to clear the CA inter-examination. That's a long-range blueprint of an organization. The desired image is I want to pass in the first attempt. I want to pass with 60 plus exemption. I want to pass with all India rank. The direction I want to take. The direction is I have 6 months in my hand. I am going to study per subject 1 month and I'm going to complete the subject. And the destination. I want to complete the CA Inter in the first attempt. So what it wants to be and what it wants to do. What is the future I want to become and what is that now I want to do. And how I want to do the things. How I'm going to study daily. I'm going to sit 6 hours or 7 hours. Or what are all the resources I'm going to do. That's all is the planning. That's all is the strategy. And where I want to go. I'm going to reach 1 month, one subject completion. and by completing the all this all the subjects by end of the fifth month or sixth month, and then I'm getting ready for the examination. Okay, now you understand the concept of strategy. So strategy is nothing but a long range blueprint of an organization's decide image, direction and destination, how it wants to do things and where it wants to go. So next topic we are going to see is the strategy. It can be partly proactive and partly reactive. Yes, see, if I'm going to take a strategy, I can't completely be proactive. See, if I planned for clearing the examination, the CA inter, I will be proactive that I want to sit and study daily. But there may be things that hindering my study plan. There may be some external things that is going to affect my studies, right? So that time I should be reactive. I should change my strategy based on the happenings. Likewise, the business will also will take strategies, proactive strategies for the future, but it should also be reactive for some external unanticipated things that are happening in the environment. So strategy can be said it's partly proactive and partly reactive. Proactive actions on the part of the management is to improve the company's market position and financial performance. Every manager thinks to improve the company's market position and financial performance. And at the same time, it should also be reactive, reactions to the unanticipated developments and fresh market conditions in the dynamic business environment. See, the Nokia has developed that it want to be the leader in the mobile phone. They have started developing the product and it was successfully been implemented in the market and it was successfully growing. But at the same time, there is a new development of Android software. There is a new development of touch phones, but it didn't being reactive. It stick with the old methods, so it failed. So being in a dynamic business environment, you should also be ready to be adhere to the changes that is happening in the market, guys. So that's all. The concept says that strategy is always partly proactive and partly reactive. Yeah, thank you.